So market's gonna open here very soon. One of my plans that I had yesterday was a rejection of the 15s till the 18s. And that happened in the pre-market right now already. Selling off quite aggressive from there. As you can see here on the book map, very aggressive sell-off. I obviously did not catch it because it's in the pre-market. I don't really like trading in the pre-market. And now we're back inside of this balance range from the pre-market here, which also give quite nice of an entry like around here or this pop-up here, but yeah, it's just waiting now 3 more minutes until the market opens, or 2 more minutes. So it's just waiting to see what the market open will give. But yesterday we came like in the middle of this gap open. Nasdaq is not even close to it. So pretty interesting price action. I'm gonna see if this high that we just set here in the pre-market, if that potentially is another lower high that we're setting to then eventually fill the gap over here. That's what I got in my head a little bit. I was expecting buyers to hold above this 905, but it seems like, I mean, market hasn't opened yet, but it seems like they're not holding it. So that's pretty bearish to me, and we'll probably revisit the lows over here. So yeah, we'll see what happens now. Obviously this is a balanced range. We got out of it, then we immediately recaptured and we're back inside of the balanced range. So usually the lows are going to get visited again, and depending how strong the selling is, we might break below it. Once we do, I'm going to be waiting for the 65s to get broken to look for any short positions, because these strong buyers here from yesterday can still be there and defend price. So I'm going to be very patient today. Or two of my plans actually has already played out in the pre-market, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So I'm not going to be too eager or too excited to open any positions just because I see some confirmation. I'm going to need a lot of confirmation today, because this price is still not very clear. Overall, if the sellers are able to succeed to put in this lower high over here, that will be a bearish sign, and I do think we can get a sell-off maybe for this gap fill, or maybe a revisit of yesterday low. So we'll see. Market's gonna open here in a couple of seconds. This was the middle of the balance range here around the 900s. So either this supports or rejects. Let's see. But inside of a middle of a balance range, I'm never looking to open any trades because the direction is still unclear and can get easily chopped up. As you can see, we're right in the middle. So let's wait and be patient. So right now we're at visiting the balance range low over here from the pre-market. So it'll be interesting to see if buyers here step in and try to defend the lows, or if selling is too strong and they break it down. Because if selling is strong and we do break down, the area of the 80s till 70s is an area to be careful of, to look for short. So if we break down, buyers don't seem too strong here, I would maybe be willing to look for a short, but that all depends on how strong the buying is in that area. And we'll have to see and wait for that if it comes to that area. First on the agenda is balance range low and see what price does over there. For now, buyers don't seem too strong. So we swept this little swing low over here from the pre-market. Yeah, selling is very strong. As you can see from that point on where I said one of my plans yesterday was shorts from the 15s to the 18s. From there on, every pop, every move up got sold into even harder. As you can see, look, strong selling, a move up, a pop up, and with stronger selling to the downside again. A pop up with almost no buying, and strong selling to the downside again. So we swept out every single low here from this balance range now. Let's see what Nasdaq is doing. Same for Nasdaq, just not every single low. Not as much as ES. So ES is looking a little bit weaker for now. So let's see. If I would get in long somewhere here around these 95s, I'd probably try to target back inside of the middle of the range. Not really the top end again, like around 900 for just a quick scalp. But I did not get any confirmation just yet. So I'd want to see if this area can hold. Let's see if this pop up is any different than all the ones since pre-market. And if it just gets sold into even harder again. Some very heavy selling here approaching in the zone. So not looking to buy this. This is probably, again, same story. A pop gets met with more aggressive selling. So not going to touch this for now. Unless these get trapped now, strong buying comes in, and then we pull back with weaker selling, then maybe I'll try it. But if it's going to look like this, I'm not touching it. So I'd want to see some strong buying coming in here now, and then potentially look for a weaker pullback. Nasdaq's taking out more lows. While ES is supporting, kind of making a B shape here, potential B shape, of course. See, this is how you can avoid drawdown or even a loss if your stop loss is too tight. Like just observing how strong the selling is when it comes to your area of interest to buy from, right? And you also want to see how strong the buying is, because these buyers can just be sellers taking some profits, but you want to see actual excitement of buyers. If it's at an area where you want to buy from, you want to see the sellers get absorbed. You want to see the sellers get trapped as well. And then when it approaches that zone, let's say you're waiting for a retrace, when it approaches that zone again with too much aggressive selling, you don't want to step in front of that. You don't want to gamble. You want to have the probabilities on your side. So you want this selling to be weaker. You want first strong buyers. So you see that your level of interest is actually valid and the buyers want to defend those prices. And when that happens, you want to see trap sellers, and on pullbacks you want to see weaker selling that gets met with more aggressive buying to then get in that trade. So as you can see, just off the analysis that I just did, this is me avoiding a loss. Like, okay, it is in a balance range, we're at the balance range low, I want to be looking to buy, but I'm not gonna look to buy on the first sign of some buying. I want to get more confirmation first, because I saw from the pre-market on already, from these 917s, 18s, every pop is getting sold into. So what makes this pop here different than any other pop before that? So I want to see first a pop happen, and on that pullback that pop holds and doesn't just get met with more aggressive selling to then break the low again. And that's exactly what happened. So you have to always paint that picture and kind of make up a story in your mind of why would I be getting into this trade, or what would I not want to happen. And that's how you can create these scenarios where, okay, I want to see this happening on the pullback, and not just reacting to the first sign of buyers that you see. You want to make that story and then make it make sense to yourself, and then you can act upon it if the conditions are met. So we're just keeping the sell-off going. Selling is very strong here. So if we get a pop-up maybe towards the 93s, 92s, I'd be willing maybe to take that short. But there's news coming out here in 1 minute. So gonna sit out, not touch anything for now. So a break and retest would be, now we've broken this level where we wanted to buy it from originally. So if sellers come in here now and reject this area, that would be an area of where I might be interested in taking a short from. So let's wait now, see what news does. Chicago PMI. So news just dropped, and we're seeing some strong buying coming in now. As you can see, another pop that fails immediately again right after news. Buyers come in. It looks like stronger buying, right? Like this green bubble is much bigger than any of the other ones, but fails again and gets met with stronger selling, and just immediately fails. And it just did not come high enough for me to look for any shorts. If I'm in shorts, I'm going to be looking to target 75 to 70. Looks like this area is getting defended a little bit. So let's see how strong the buying is coming towards this level again, because similar story that just happened for the sell side, getting out of the balance range high, recapturing immediately, and then visiting the low. Well, same story could happen, but in reverse, breaking the low and immediately recapturing. That can also happen. So what can happen is that I'm going to look for shorts right now here, but if the buying is too strong and we break back above it, like towards the 900s, that means buying is strong and we don't want to stay below that balance range. And that could mean we go and grind up higher again. So if that happens, well, then I'll be looking for a break towards the 900s that holds, to then look for pullbacks to get in long, targeting pre-market highs probably. So this is right now my crucial area to watch, from the 94, 95s till like the 91s, 90s. But there is some buying coming in here that's defending against all of that selling since pre-market highs, as you can see on the footprint as well. A lot more green right now, especially around here, around like the 84s, 85s, B-shape kind of over here as well. So there is some buying here at the lows. And you can see that on the book map as well. These sellers put the brakes on them, and aggressive buying is starting to step in. So I'm going to be cautious opening a short in this area, but I'll still look for it. So visiting our zone right now. Let's watch this a little bit closer. Looks like these passive sellers are still there rejecting price. So if a pop comes now with weaker buying, then I'll be looking to enter that. I'm going to try this. I'm going to target 75. It's dropping quite nicely. I want to see these sellers hold though. I want to see them keep rejecting. So what I saw here is it came to our area of interest. A lot of aggressive buying came in, then aggressive selling came in, and on that pullback, you can see how much smaller the buying is on that pullback that compared to this buying over here, right? And even on the third pullback as well, weaker buying and not being able to break above that high again. So that's the reason I got in with a 3-point stop loss just above it. So it's also looking like these sellers that broke down originally are still passively selling this and rejecting this area. So I want to see aggressive selling now coming in as well. Reject this area for a low day visit. I'll take some partials there then, and then yeah, towards like 76, 79. It's a little bit difficult to choose a target here, so let's see what happens. So for now we're looking quite good. Looks like the buying is not able to go back higher. So if we go to low day and we break low day, I'll be looking to take 5 contracts off. But we need to get to that low day, because I don't want this to get defended again. I'm gonna have my risk here as well. I have my risk because if this defends again, I don't want to take a full loss on it. I'm not gonna go break even yet, so because any pops can happen and just take me out, but I'm comfortable with just having my risk over here. But I do not want these sellers to get absorbed here at the lows. I don't want to see strong buying come in now. I want to see strong selling and failed pops again, like since the pre-market, like I've been talking about. I want to see these sellers succeed quite quickly as well. I want to see them reject all these buyers because this is some strong buying coming in. I want to flush below these lows now. Let's see what Nasdaq is doing. Nasdaq's looking weak as well. Let's see that flush now. I'm gonna go break even on this. I don't want to see these buyers get back to my entry now. If the sellers are not able to break down below this area of like where buyers originally defended. So if this is a break even, then so be it. There's this 1,000 lot bid over here at low day. Usually price does get attracted to those. So let's see if that guy is going to get filled and what price does when or if it fills. I'm going to be looking to take half off at low day. Let's see this flush now, another failed pop. Let's see a flush towards low day. Come on, sellers, step in strongly. I think once we do break low day, we're going to sell off quite aggressively, because all this buying is going to fail and all these people are going to have their stop losses getting hit. So that would be ideal if we can go to low day, because I think the sell-off that we'll get then is going to be quick and fast if these buyers cannot succeed to go higher and if they just keep getting absorbed by passive selling. And if I get taken out break even and this fails, this whole analysis, I won't be looking to re-enter again just yet, because that will mean that these sellers are not strong enough to break even this just area of consolidation that came from nothing. Like if you look on the higher time frame, there's nothing here, just kind of like a low volume area. Nasdaq is just very choppy. So yeah, this would be unfortunate if it doesn't work out. I was up around 8 points. So let's see if this pop fails again. But this is the story that's been going on every single day this week. Just a large move that happens. Today it was the sell-off, and then we just chop around and do nothing for minutes, sometimes hours. So let's see if sellers can step in here and put some pressure on these buyers here at the lows. Yes, let's see sellers get below that. Let me take some partials here at the low day. There we go. Low day. Took half off here. Let's see sellers break this down here. I'm going to be ready to close this position anytime now. I want to target the gap so badly, because I feel like now it's almost inevitable that we sell off and go fill that gap. But I'm not really sure if that's the most smart thing to do. I want to see another flush to the downside if selling is strong enough. I'm going to stay patient here with my target. Difficult to read here because here there was strong buying. That failed. Pops kept getting sold into. Another pop here, sold, broke low day. And every time these bids were popping up. So it does look like a lot of strong buying coming in now. Nasdaq's starting to rally as well. Nasdaq reacted from this structure, kind of. I mean, I've made 1.5 R so far. So if I get tapped out break even, I'm not too fussed about it. Still 1.5 R on a Friday, where price is pretty tricky to trade. And first trade of the day, perfect analysis, perfect execution as well. Very happy that I took half off at low day break. That was a perfect analysis as well. I want to see a bigger target for sells, because I do think overall we are more bearish than bullish. I could come up with more reasons to be bearish than to be bullish. And or like realistically, I want to put my target here. but I don't think that's realistic. I don't think that's also a good thing to be doing. So I'd want to be getting out at an area where buyers were strong yesterday, which is this kind of area. I was more looking at 75, which was I wanted to get it out at 75, which was an area kind of consolidation yesterday, as you can see here. See, 75s, this is where I wanted to get out. But unfortunately, we just got 2.5 points away from it. And then that strong buying started to come in. So it's just waiting now, but I'm kind of done for the day already. I'm gonna put my target at 75. I'm gonna stick with it. It's where that big bid is as well. So I'm gonna stick to that. If I get out there, I'm gonna be happy with it. And I'm not gonna look for more, even though I wanna target that gap fill so badly, but I'm not gonna do it. Oh, another bid got just filled here, big one. 534 lots. Selling is stronger though. Selling is coming in. So let's see if we can get another low day break. That would be amazing. Then I think I'm pretty sure my target will get hit. So let's see a low day break and a flush below that. Come on. This is looking weak, and I want to see this bid get filled. All right, so more selling coming in. Another failed pop so far. I want to see this get below low day. I want to see these buyers fail. Come on, low day break. Looks like buyers are struggling now again. It's a little bit similar story like last time. We saw strong buying, and on those pullbacks, it looked like they were going to be defending that area and come in again with strong buying, like here, but they failed. Now here it's happened again. We broke low, strong buying came in. Then on this pullback, it looks like they're going to start defending again because we're stalling, we're kind of consolidating. But I'm kind of thinking that it's going to be the same story, and these pops are just failing again, and we'll break low day towards this. The bid has pulled. That's not as nice as I would want it to. I would have preferred if that bid stayed there, that 1,000 lot bid. Yeah, he pulled. That's unfortunate, because I do think price likes to gravitate towards that. So it's looking tough to read right now. It's kind of like 50-50 because we're still in a downtrend. Pops are still getting sold into, but now these lows are having some trouble to get broken, and sellers are not really there anymore because we have been selling off since 6,920s, you know, so it's a big move already. So this might be a break-even trade, and that will be unfortunate, but it is what it is. That's trading. Let's see if we can keep the downtrend kind of going, and if this pop gets sold into again. Do not want to see these buyers succeed here. Let's hope Nasdaq also starts rejecting. A lot of volume here. Damn, a lot of volume getting transacted here at the lows. Need to see some strong selling come in now. I want to see that low day break. So now we popped into this area where we had three different tries of buyers that tried to break out, but they failed. So let's see if they fail again. If they get above this, well, it's going to be pretty likely that I'm going to get tapped out break even. We need these passive sellers to absorb them again. There we go. Nice rejection again. Let's see if these sellers can keep it going. Big positive delta here at this level where price is kind of rejecting now. Look at you can see here on the footprint, 953 lots. So that'll be interesting what price, if price is able to break above it, probably get tapped out break even, but we want price to keep rejecting that. Come on, sellers. Does look like it wants to keep rejecting. Very 50-50 here in this range. Been stuck in this range, kind of like a 10-point range for almost 30 minutes now. Good thing is we're break even. We've taken half of our risk off already with some profits in the bank, and our analysis is still working out. Pops are still getting sold into. Strong flush here. It is coming. Let's see if we can get a strong flush on their low day. I'm gonna have my 75 target in my head. Let's see if we can sell off aggressively here. I have my 75 target in my mind, alright? I'm gonna see what bookmap shows me over there. Another big bid here at 73s. Come on, flush towards it. He pulled. Alright, I'm out here. Beautiful trade. Took me a while to take profit, but perfect analysis. I wanted to see a strong flush, potentially to go to like the 70s, but I had my target, like I said, of 75 in my mind, so I just closed it manually right now. Not gonna be greedy. I've waited long enough for this trade, so let me show you the executions now and let me recap the trade. Alright, so here are my executions. Made just under 4 hour, basically 4 hour with fees on the day. I risked $200 and I made $800 right over here. So I got in here at the 89.50s. What did I see there? Well, as you saw, we had our balance range from the pre-market. I'm on the 2-minute chart here. We had our balance range from the pre-market. This is the low, more or less around the 95s, 93s, 94s, whatever you want to call it. And with a lot of strong selling, we broke under that. Once it breaks under that, if price comes back to the low of the balance range, well, I'm going to be looking for sellers again that originally broke down that balance range low. I want to see them defend that. So that's why I drew this box here on the book map. This represents the balance range low here from 95 till the 90s. I just drew it as a box to have a general range. As you can see, price came right into that box, gave a first pop with a lot of strong buying. I'm not going to get in on the first try. I'm going to wait patiently for a retrace with weaker buying, and I want to see strong selling as well come in after that. So then what I looked for is I waited, price popped into the box even higher, around 92s, filled a lot of offers over here. So passive sellers were just waiting here to absorb all that buying again and break down price even lower. I didn't get in here. I waited for aggressive selling to come in first to show me that there's sellers there and that they're strong in this area. And then on this pullback with weaker buying, what do I mean with weaker buying? Look at the relative size of these green bubbles compared to the ones that popped up into the zone first of all. So this buying is much weaker than the buying that popped into the zone. On this retrace, on this pop to the upside, there's weaker buying and they're unable to break above the high. And as soon as I see strong selling coming in, I'm going to enter that trade. And that's what I did right here at 89.50s. That's where I got in with a 3-point stop here at 92.50, just above this high, because if price is going to go above this, well, I don't want to get into drawdown right over here as well. I'd rather take a loss on it and then look to re-enter if there's a valid entry confirmation. Then as targets, I had low day. So I got out here at low day right over here. As you can see, my first fill was at 79.75, which is right over here. Low daybreak, exactly at low daybreak, 79.75 for a 10-point partial. That's where I took half off of my trade for 6 contracts that I took off. And then my original target is around 75, or was around 75. We started rallying back up. A lot of strong buying came in and it was looking like I was going to get tapped out break even, but I stayed patient. I didn't get greedy and I didn't close my position. And I was sure that the sell-off was going to keep happening until we visited this 75 area, which was strong buying from yesterday. And then as I just saw that this downtrend was continuing and every pop was getting sold into, I was confident and I just stayed patient. And then some strong selling came in and I had my 75 target in my mind. I wanted a strong flush towards like 70, so I put my limit order there if something aggressive would happen. But if I saw price stalling a little bit around the 75s, I would have gotten out, and that's exactly what I did. As you can see here, my second fill, I got out second half of my trade at 75.25 for a total of 4R on this trade in an hour of trading. So that's the video. That's the recap, live trading with me today on this Friday after FOMC. Pretty clean price action in the beginning, but then as soon as I hit my level, all of this chop happened. As soon as I enter my trade, of course, as soon as I enter my trade, price decides it wants to chop around, but it is what it is. Gotta stay patient and disciplined, and that's what I did. So hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about my overall analysis or about how I draw my level or how I read the order flow and how I was able to predict all of this or read all of this, better said, let me know in the comments. Please like, share and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.